Welcome to Broom Talk, the podcast where witches, healers, magic makers gather to share their journeys, their magic, and their truths. I'm your host, Priestess Mellisa of Enchanted Dragonfly, inviting you to take a seat at the broom circle because the real magic is in the stories we tell. So let's stir the cauldron and speak the spell. So I have a magical being with me today. So tell us your name and your business name.
My name is Gabriella Sodano, and I am the owner of Conscious Wellness in Charlton, Massachusetts.
Awesome. And could you tell us what you do?
So I'm primarily a massage therapist, but I also have a background in cosmetology. So I would say my massage is more like deep tissue and restorative, and then I also do the head spa treatment, and I try to base my whole practice really on traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda.
Nice.
Yeah.
And could you tell us a little about the head spa treatment?
So I do a full scalp analysis, and I have all kinds of herbal preparations that I make and sell in my practice, but I use during the service. Everything is custom. After the service is done, well, there's a fountain, and it's sort of like a relaxing experience, and I do an upper body massage while the fountain's going.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd be laying there drooling.
Yeah. I do like a sound bath. Everything is sort of custom and included, and yeah, it's 90 minutes.
Nice.
With the facial included.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is so nice.
Good
Love
stuff.
it. Yeah. And where are you located?
I'm at 6 Main Street in Charlton, Massachusetts.
Nice. And how did you start doing what you do?
So that's a big one. I was a special needs teacher for a long time, and in 2020 I had like a whole bunch of life changes, as we all did, right? And I really loved that career, was really good at it. You know, kids, animals have always sort of like been drawn to my energy. But, you know, that doesn't pay the bills.
No, it doesn't.
So I had to find something that was something I could do for a long time, because I also have like ADHD and all that kind of stuff. So I'm also like, I'm always looking for the next like excitement,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah. That stimulation type of.
Right.
Yeah.
And to a degree, that was kind of maintained by being a teacher, because it's just different every day. You know, you have different kids, different situations, whatever. But also wasn't paying the bills, and I just like, there was some stuff with that job where I had to just get out of it. So, you know, 2020 came around. I was like, all right, what am I gonna do next? And then I couldn't figure it out for like 2-ish years. And 2023 came around, and I had a cousin who had just sort of made a big career change herself. She went from like the corporate world to being a massage therapist. We went to the same school. And she sort of convinced me, like, okay, if you're gonna do something different, I really think you'd be good at this because you're good with people and whatever. So, you know, it was a big jump. I was 30 when I did it. So from April 2023 to December 2023, I did full-time school and worked at a spa kind of in between. And then the same spa, I started as, instead of a receptionist, I started as a massage therapist there. Worked for a year, it abruptly closed, and I was sort of thrown into starting my own business, which is, you know, great, and it's beautiful, and I'm so appreciative, but it really forced me in the most beautiful way to, like, figure out what I want and just do it, you know, and here I am almost a year later, been in my business by myself, you know.
Nice, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. It's funny how one small thing can change and make you just do something else, and or sometimes something you never even would have thought of. I don't know.
Literally never thought
Yeah.
of. No.
Interesting.
And it's funny too, because when I was like a kid, like under 10 years old, I would just give my parents a hug, and you know, and they'd be like, "Oh, can you massage my shoulder?" Sure. And they'd be like, "You know what, Gabriella, you have such strong hands. You should really do this." And not until like right now, really, did I think about that moment. I'm like, maybe that was something.
Something,
you know?
yeah.
Just like a deviation there
that
I took.
It's something like a glimpse into your future.
Right.
Yeah. And then you forget about it, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I used to do that."
Yeah.
When I was,
And I do. I'm deep tissue, so.
Awesome. What type of practitioner are you?
I would say that I I'm more like calm and restorative. People come to me for deep tissue 100%, but it's not like a sports massage deep tissue. It's like a deep relaxation while we kind of focus on the problem at hand, or even if there isn't a problem and you just need to, like physical problem, and you just need to relax. You know, I sort of do that like slow, deep pressure. So you'll relax, but you'll also feel it the next day in a good way, you know?
Yeah, it's in a good way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to get into the little spots and need help doing
Without
that.
being like attacked.
Yeah. Wrestling move.
Yeah.
What is your spiritual origin or an awakening moment?
So I grew up Catholic, and I know there's like a couple different ways to answer this question, but I grew up Catholic, and I wasn't like strict about it or anything, but it's all I knew. It's all my family kind of like passed down to me, etc. In 2020, I did psychedelic mushrooms for the first time with a trusted friend of mine, and more of like a mentor of mine actually, but in that sort of trip, if you will, all of that like Catholic sort of unconscious programming that I had like completely like shattered, literally and like visually, you know. Yeah, it was great. It was so cool. But after that, I've just been like more open to everyone's path. You know what I mean? Like I was never judgmental before, but I'm more apt to like see where your belief systems are coming from and respect them. Not that I didn't respect them before, but
I know what you mean.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I see it as like a whole sort of thing.
Yes.
And I love that. I love whatever, you know, differences we have in terms of spirituality and stuff. So, but
Interesting.
if like clients were to, during energy work sessions or whatever, they were to ask me like, oh, what did you see? You know, how did, like, was this part of my body sort of screaming, or you know what I mean? Whether it's like physical pain or emotional pain, I go back to like the chakra system, and that's how I base my explanations on whatever happened during the session.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like the veil is dropped, and a lot of cultures when they're doing certain doing rituals or meditations, some will do hallucinogenic mushrooms, peyote,
Absolutely.
things like that, and it helps drop the inhibitions, sort of, I guess, for lack of another term I can
Helps
think
us
of right
see
now.
in another way.
Yes,
Whereas, like,
different eyes. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The third one.
The third one, yeah. The third eye for sure. What's your daily spiritual or magical practice like?
So music really helps me. Have like ADHD, so I have like a new favorite song every week, pretty
Nice.
much, and I listen to it 500 times, and it's great, and I love it. So if I wake up sort of not in a not great mood, whether it's a work day or a day off, I will put on that favorite song. It doesn't have to be like meditation type, it's just literally anything. I'll do some Palo Santo, do some essential oils in my diffuser, and sort of like get whatever that emotion was gone, so I can start my day from like a neutral emotional state, whether it's with a client or just, you know, doing errands by myself, you know. So I would say that really helps me. It's like the favorite song in the morning.
Yeah, that sound vibration can
yeah.
really affect you because it affects your frequency, and then you vibrate different, and so you get in a better
like a
mood,
reset
and-
completely.
Yeah, that's a good term. Who or what inspires your path the most?
I could say like the typical, like, oh, my parents, you know, or like some famous figure, but I would say like my dad has been a small business owner for 40 years. I've always, and all his brothers too, their own individual businesses. So that has always been like a, wish I could do that.
Yeah.
But the economy. So at this point in my life, I'm kind of like, wow, I did do that. You know, who else was my inspiration? I've been kind of like looking for like what made me this way, what made me sort of like have this drive and whatnot. I would say my cousin who encouraged me to go to massage school, she's a big one, definitely always have been. I'm gonna start crying.
That's okay, I have tissues.
Definitely always has been like someone I looked up to. and it's funny. Her business name is Dragonfly's Landing, so it's just funny that we're
that's
here
funny.
today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like dragonflies everywhere, enchanted dragonfly.
Yeah, awesome.
But, so yeah, she's a big one. Actually, the mentor friend that I did the psychedelic mushrooms with, she's 10 years older than me, so it's just like she's always been a go-to for like any sort of spiritual problem, advice, whatever, career advice that I've had a question about, and she's had a similar path to me. So I would say those three: my dad, my friend, and my cousin.
Nice, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. It's good to have the somebody that's connected with you in your life. Absolutely. What was the biggest challenge you faced on your journey, and how did you overcome it?
Okay. So within the 10 months that I was in massage school, I had the rockiest time of my life.
Oh no.
I was 3 months shy of graduating, and I got in a 9-impact car accident. Yeah. And I had to make the choice at that point, like, do I stop school and spiral, and just not, because I had a lot of sort of like mental stuff going on, and I lost the vision in my eye. Yeah, it's whatever. But I had to like really go back to like, what do I want? And I need to finish it if I'm going to do this.
Right.
So that was a big challenge. So I ended up wearing sunglasses the rest of my program because I had a concussion and whatnot.
Oh no.
And the teachers were like so great, and they're like,
oh good.
Just sit in the back of the classroom, wear your sunglasses, just
The Breakfast Club comes to
Right.
mind.
And thankfully, I've always been like an anatomy nerd, so like all of it sort of came pretty easily to me.
Yeah.
And I could just kind of chill out with my sunglasses on. So that was a big challenge.
I'm so sorry that
Yeah, it's
happened
fine.
to you.
It's fine. Stuff happens, right? But it was one of those like pivotal moments that I was like, all right, like I don't know why this is happening, but I have to keep going either way, Yeah.
Maybe it's a challenge.
I
challenge
don't
something.
know. I've had a lot of those.
Wow.
But yeah, so then I worked at a spa for a year, well, almost a year, between being a receptionist and a new massage therapist. I was a massage therapist for 8 months there, and then started my own.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, So the accident.
Exactly.
What tools, methods, or spirits guide your work?
Guide my work?
Yes.
Tools? Can you read it again?
Sure, no worries. What tools, methods, or spirits guide your work?
So, methods, I did the holistic program in massage school, so I learned polarity therapy.
Interesting.
And I kind of like individualized my own energy work. Everything is custom, right? Because everyone's different. Everyone's not looking for the same sort of effect for the energy work, but I would say that my methods for energy work, at least, are like craniosacral based and polarity based. And then I use like the crystals to do like sort of a crystal chakra healing. But other than that, it's just like whatever comes to me, I'll tell them if they're open, and it's not all the time that things do come to me, but I have a couple of clients where I get like really detailed messages, and I have like a body map paper that I write everything down. Oh, it's so fun.
That's awesome.
It's so
I
fun.
love
I'm like,
that.
wow, what's happening? I don't know. But I'm going to tell them.
Awesome. I love that you incorporate one of the 7 hermetic principles into your work too. Because each one of us on the planet is associated with those, and I don't think everybody realizes that.
I don't think
we
so
have
either.
chakras or
I think,
auras.
It's part of like American culture to just be like, it doesn't
It
exist.
doesn't really.
Like,
I see
the whole rest of the world is like, no, this is real information, and they're like, Western medicine. But I feel like as a society, as a collective, we're all kind of like, I don't believe that anymore. You know what I mean? Everyone's kind of getting back into like the spiritual part and like the holistic, and I love it. And so there's just such a shift going on, and it's just you gotta jump in, or
Yes, and I agree. I can feel the shift too, and I think maybe that causes why some other people are either angry or what have you. You see a lot of people are angry at me because they're like, "What is happening right now?"
Yeah.
But, how do you stay energetically protected and grounded?
How do I stay? Well, Palo Santo's a big one for me. I do the whole spa in my room specifically, before and after each client, and myself, you know. I could be wrong about this, but like knowing myself, you know, I'm 32, for all these years, like I've never been one to absorb people's energy. I've been able to observe it and like move on.
Nice.
So I feel like that's just part of, I mean, I'm Aquarius, so I feel like that's my thing.
Yeah.
But, I feel like I've always sort of had that ability to like have a wall up where I'm not getting like negativity from anyone.
Nice.
You know, I can just kind of cleanse the room, cleanse myself, and call it a day. I'm not like, oh, I feel bad, you know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen for me, thank God. But
yeah, because you don't want that.
No. But I would say like just having like boundaries for my own energy, you know, my own like spiritual bubble, and that the clients as well, or anyone I interact with every day, you know.
Yeah.
Like just observe it for what it is and keep it pushing. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that it's nice that you have like this hardwired universal protection to not absorb that energy, because that energy.
I look and I go.
Yeah, especially in your line of work, to have that would be like really heavy after a while. You'd have to constantly be clean. I mean, you clean anyway, but I feel like you would have to be doing it more.
And when I learned polarity in school, they made the teachers, and for good reason, made such a point about like protecting yourself, and I'm like, I don't feel like I have to. I'm just kind of floating along, you know, not in like a egotistical way, but in a way that like it's never been a difficulty for me. You know, I've just been able to look and continue. So
nice.
Look at the energy. I mean,
yes,
yeah,
they're awesome. It's nice to be objective and sort of way. What is one common misconception about your craft or your work?
I would say the whole masseuse thing.
Yeah.
Me personally, I just thought that was a French word.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think there was any connotation to it, and not until school was everyone sort of like, no, that's inappropriate. I was like, how? It's massage therapist in French, you know? But I understand.
Yeah.
And I think that people that have never like done any sort of self-care in their life, unfortunate for them obviously, but like, you know, they're just not like mentally open to like, oh, another person touching me and it not being sexual or inappropriate or whatever. But for people who have like been sort of, you know, doing the self-care their whole life, or, you know, just whatever, it's not weird to go get a massage. It's just like, no, this is just your arm. You know what I mean?
Right. It's
that's a challenge.
Yes.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Well, it's the message that goes out there so often.
Right.
And then it just gets ingrained into someone else's thoughts.
Not for nothing. Do we think it's intentional that people don't want to, or that we've been like conditioned to think like about massage therapists because it is holistic healing? Going back to the Western medicine thing, you know?
Yeah, another way to just be like, no, don't do that.
Right, and I think also a big part of that is like Americans are like so starved of touch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even hugs, like complete innocent stuff I'm talking, you know?
Yes.
That a massage does seem a little bit weird to some people, and that's sad.
It is, because it's such a treatment or an exchange of like energy and healing that's gone back literally tens of thousands of years.
Yeah.
Literally, and it's nice that it's being revived.
Absolutely. So that's sort of like the only challenge I have.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not me.
No. Can you share a powerful or memorable client transformation?
Okay, like a completed one or an ongoing one?
Whichever you feel called to talk about.
All right, so I do have a client that has seen me for just about a year now. In September it'll be a year. She comes every 2 weeks, and we do heavy energy work. Like, she's the one that sort of stirred up the idea of me printing out like the body map things. It's a piece of paper with 3 views of anatomy, like front, back, and the side. I have like a note section and whatever. So I was getting so much information from her that I ended up creating those sheets to kind of like brainstorm with her afterwards. And she tells me all the time that like instead of being on antidepressants or like things like that, she just comes to see me. And I'm not saying that in like a holier than thou way.
No.
I'm saying it in a way that like with the information I get from her energy work helps her in her daily life more so than she thinks being on a pill would.
Awesome.
So, you know, everything is positive at this point, but like we did go through sort of the motions, if you will, you know?
Yeah.
So I think like that's probably my favorite client,
Nice.
and also like my most, what's the word, telling. I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you're doing is doing good, and
Yeah.
and of course she's gonna maybe she's some type of empath or somebody where she's constantly absorbing the energy
Absolutely.
out in the world. So of course she's gonna need to constantly clean that. 'Cause
Yes.
she's constantly absorbing it. And may have something to do with her job or what have her, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
That
Good
she's
stuff.
able to get a healthier way
And also,
to
you know, like she built my confidence, I would say,
Oh.
in telling the messages that I get from the session to the client. You know, because
Oh,
some people
yeah.
don't want to know, and I definitely, I'm only doing like consensual energy work,
right.
but some people don't want to know and don't say anything. But
Mhm.
some people want to know, and I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
You know, writing down on my sheet. So she's definitely given me the confidence to even do that.
Oh,
Because
good.
before I would feel like, I don't know if that's just me making up things. You
Right,
know?
right.
Yeah.
It's good that you document it, and it
Yeah.
shows, you know, people go through stuff and they
Right.
just need some help.
It's
especially
cool.
your
It's a cool
energy.
process, I
Mhm.
feel.
Yeah, it sounds fascinating. I
Yeah.
love what you're doing. What is sacred self? I'm trying that again. What sacred self-care practices keep you aligned?
Sacred self-care practices. Definitely alone time. Again, don't know if it's an Aquarius thing, but I really I need to be by myself a lot. And it's not because I absorb other people's energy, it's just more to ground myself. The music is a good self-care thing that I do. Obsessed with an extravagant skincare routine. Love that for me.
Yeah. And you look great. So
Oh,
it's
thank
working,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. I have two chihuahuas that
Oh.
they're my babies,
They're so
and
cute.
I help them, they help me.
Yeah.
We're just in sync like this, best friends.
Oh, widow dudes.
Yeah, I don't have any children. They're my little babies. So.
Yeah, they really are pets. Really
They
are like
are,
their children.
Yeah. A girl and a boy.
Oh.
Six-year-old girl, Natasha is her name,
Oh,
and then a 4-month-old boy. His name is Cristobal.
cute. That's so cool.
Yeah,
He's
he came
just
with
a
that name.
baby. He came with that name. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cute. I love it. I love pets. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I don't even know what they look like.
Oh, I'll show you after.
Oh yeah. What does success look like to you as a spiritual business owner?
I love this question because I would answer it for any occupation. So I'd answer this question the same way I would now, and when I was a teacher, when I worked at restaurants, when I worked at retail, whatever. I think time freedom is the ultimate marker of success, because when you live your whole life in your 9 to 5 and you're not getting anything from it, whether it's energetic or just any sort of sense of fulfillment, it's just not a happy life, you know.
No.
And even if you love your job, it's always like working for someone else, I would say. Even if you love it, it still takes up so much of your week, you know.
Yeah.
And I do work 30, 35 hours now a week, and that's similarly to what I worked before when I was a teacher and whatever. But it's different because it's I'm my own boss. I
Yeah.
don't have to answer to anyone. I don't have to put on a face to be in the vicinity with other people working. It's just me at my own practice with my client, you know. And I think having the freedom to create your services, whatever, you know, just control of your time, control of your income, control of the people that are walking in. Because if I have a client that something weird happened, they never come back. You know what I mean? It's one chance and you're out.
Yeah.
So I think like having that control of sort of like the social interaction and definitely just the time freedom. You know, like you can take time off whenever you want. Clients understand. It's just like it feels like one of those big dramatic sighs. You know, you're like,
yeah,
it's just everything feels good now.
Yeah.
I don't have to, you know, ask for time off.
Right.
So,
You're not just a number.
Right.
And, yeah.
You know, you don't have 3 sick days, and you know what happens if you actually are very sick.
Yes.
Goodbye to your job.
Yes.
You know? So stuff like that, I'm really appreciative of, like what being a business owner is, what being an entrepreneur is, because those are like luxuries we don't think are luxuries.
True.
You know, when you are working for someone else and you're limited to certain time off and, you know, sick days and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Nice.
yeah.
It's so true. Love that. Do you follow the moon, astrology, or seasonal cycles?
Definitely an astrology geek. I wouldn't say that I'm so much into the natal charts, but I know all about myself. You know, I know
Nice.
I've tried like the little apps that sort of connect you to your friends and family. Through
Oh,
the,
yeah.
You know, yeah. So I actually have an Aquarius tattoo.
Ah, that's
And I
beautiful.
have an Aries because I'm an Aries moon.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. The tarot cards too. That's awesome. Those
Thank
are gorgeous. Your whole color, wow.
Thank you.
Nice.
So yeah, I love astrology. Have always loved it. Even since like, you know, like my teenage years, where I was kind of just like, oh, what is it? What was the other part of the question? I'm sorry.
Oh no. If you followed also the moon or seasonal cycles.
So the moon, I'm getting into because of like the like female sort of cycle and
Yes.
moon cycle. I'm like, wow, we've been lied to so much.
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
So that one I can't quite figure out. But you know, everyone being in sync is like such a phenomenon that no
Yeah.
one understands, but is so clearly told by the moon. You know.
Yeah.
So that I'm like sort of trying to get into, but not really understanding completely.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah. And then you said moon, astrology,
And seasonal cycles.
seasonal cycles. So yes, with the seasonal cycles in terms of like the way I eat, and like certain like herbal teas that I drink and stuff like that. Yeah, and like just, you know, winter we need to like, what do you call it? Not conceal, but like protect our energy more. Like, you know, go inwards. You know, spring we're sort of rebuilding, you know, the chi, right?
Yeah.
And then summer is like that expansive time where like everything is happening all the time, and it's just like good energy and, you know, sunshine, and love that, you know.
Nice.
So yes, seasonally,
Awesome.
and you know, a little bit like nutrition wise and, you know, herbal wise. Love astrology. All with
Yeah,
that.
it's fascinating. In the moon, fun fact, I don't know if you knew that as women we have 13 cycles through a year.
Yes.
And the moon has 13 cycles throughout the year. It's the Gregorian calendar that kind of makes it a little confusing in the end, but it's
So
fascinating.
just a little bit of knowledge about that. I haven't really like delved too much into it. I need to, but you know, I say that about everything.
Yeah, there's so much rabbit holes that
Right?
you could just keep going.
Yeah.
What's something you wish more people knew about energy work, divinations, rituals, what have you?
I think it all goes back to sort of like that Western medicine mind frame that we've all been in for, you know, since we've lived in America. So, you know, since our parents, our grandparents, etc. We've all kind of been, I think it was like the 1950s that really, like Rockefeller, like started all the petroleum pharmacy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So since that time frame in America, we're just like, I'm sorry, what was the question?
No, I get what you're saying. Something you wish more people knew about.
Oh, I wish people were more open to like holistic practices without thinking they don't work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like thousands and thousands of years in every single country, we've been using herbs as medicine. We've been, you know, not until the past 100 years or whatever, 75 years have we been, you know, so solid on our thought patterns of, you know, a pill being the answer. So I feel like massage, you know, body work, energy work, herbalism, all that stuff, like as a culmination, is people really need to be like more open-minded to going back to our roots, going back to like ancient practices, because they have worked forever, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas pills have only worked for the past 75 years or so.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the holistic practices go back thousands and thousands of years across the globe, all these different cultures.
Why you still get like the
Yeah.
funny looks, you know?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's all right.
That's true. They'll catch up. They'll catch up. If you could give one piece of advice to someone just starting their path, what would it be?
Just do it.
Just do it.
If you mean path as in like a business
Or anything
Or-
what their path would be.
yeah, like, you know, let go of it. I think there's one like spiritual sort of analogy that is like trim the fat, like trim whatever isn't serving you, like relationship wise, you know, things in your life that you're responsible for and shouldn't be responsible for, like just sort of things that take you off your path, right? So take you from focusing on yourself and you know, just tunnel vision on what you want in your life and how you're gonna go get it.
Yeah.
Whether it's a business, an idea, you know what I mean? Like you want to get married, you want to have children, whatever your goal is, just tunnel vision and go. That's my advice sort of for everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't. If you overanalyze, you kind of like
Yeah.
too much. Think about the steps, and then you're just like
Right, and then you're anxious,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, I feel more comfortable not doing it, so I'll just stay where I am. But that's not, you know,
Yeah.
that's not going to help anyone
get
grow.
stagnant. Yes, absolutely. Nice. Yeah. What magic are you currently doing? And I know sometimes we have to keep it down low, but if you have anything right now that you're offering your customers.
So the magic I am brewing is that I'm bringing a lot more of Ayurvedic services into my practice. So in sort of September, October, I'm going to be starting Shirodhara. Do you know what it is?
No, you want to talk about it?
So it's a medicated oil, again, that has been used in India for treatments for thousands of years. That goes in like a little copper pot, and it's a solid stream. You put like a sort of a towel, like hot compress, on the eyes so the oil doesn't get in the eyes. And it's a stream of medicated oil that hits the third eye.
Ooh.
And it's, 30, 45 minute service, depending on how much the client can handle, because it is sort of invasive in the beginning, and then you sort of melt into the service, right? Because it feels like, oh, you're touching my third eye, whether it's someone with hands or, a product, whatever. So it's a slow, steady stream of oil that hits the third eye and goes sort of back.
Ooh.
The head is tilted
Yeah.
on a different type of headrest.
Yeah.
Massage one. But, so I'll be bringing that into my service,
Ooh.
into my practice in sort of late September, October time. Just kind of got to figure out like how to set it up in my space.
Well, yeah, the details, but
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that sounds so wonderful.
Yeah, I'm also doing. So in my town, Charlton, they have Old Home Day. Not sure if you heard of it, but it's like a sort of Labor Day situation, celebration thing. They do like a road race, adults running, and then they do a kids race.
Nice.
So I'm sponsoring the fun run for the kids,
Aw.
and I might be doing like the before race stretches with them,
Oh, that's
so
so
that's
cute.
something fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I also teach yoga across the street from Kids Yoga across the street from my practice. That's why I'm sort of doing the kids thing.
Yeah.
But another thing is I'm doing a One Love Festival in Sturbridge. It's at Pine Lake Resort, and I'll be massaging and doing reflexology Saturday and Sunday, September 6th and 7th. So that's sort of my events coming up.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, the oil sounds so. Like,
Yeah.
I'm listening to you and I'm like, don't drool. I'm gonna have to sign up for one
Again,
of those
like
myself.
calm and restorative, but with results. you know?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. And now some fun questions
Oh, boy.
for you. What is your sun, moon, and rising?
My sun is an Aquarius, my moon's an Aries, and my rising, I'm actually unsure because a lot of generators have told me I'm either a Sagittarius rising or a Scorpio rising. Might be on like that cusp.
I can run your birth chart for you.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'll get the information from you
Yeah,
later.
but
Yes.
definitely I identify with Aquarius and Aries. Like sometimes I look at the info about my rising, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for
Yeah.
you. It's funny, my moon is also in Aries and my rising is also
Okay.
Sagittarius. Those are my parents' signs too, isn't it?
I was going to say my dad is a Sagittarius, and I kind of look at it as like, are those the sort of characteristics I've inherited, you know what I mean?
Possibly.
Or is that because it's my rising sign?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll find that out for you.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a favorite crystal or herb or tool that you always work with?
Crystal, herb, or tool? I use just the sort of clear quartz crystals in my energy work, but I would say I lean more towards like frankincense and rosemary.
Nice.
I use it for everything. I feel like it's like deeply woven into my culture. You know, I'm Italian, and I have
nice.
like I have read all the books about like Italian witchcraft and you know, folklore and all that stuff, and every time it goes back to like the maternal energy of rosemary and then like the healing sort of energy of frankincense. And I'm like, those are my guys.
Yes, I love that, and I don't think a lot of people know that some of the roots in witchcraft go back about as far back in Italian culture as Celtic cultures.
Absolutely.
Too, and it's and I love it. It's fascinating. And one of the deities, Aradia, she's an Italian, old Italian. She was like the mother of witchcraft in Italian culture, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite things to read about. I just feel like it feels like a hug. You know what I mean?
That from Colorado, you know, when you get that culture.
I just I lost my 102-year-old aunt in March. It's my dad's aunt, so his grandmother's sister, and she was, you know, she's like obsessed with Padre Pio, and it was just like she had the socks of Padre Pio on them. It was beautiful. She was my favorite person. I was her favorite person, and I just feel like every time I read those books, I'm like, oh, feels like she's here.
Yeah.
You know? I have to cry.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, but 102 is a long life.
She was great. She was like with it to the end, pretty much.
Nice.
Like, you know,
it's the body that like it betrays us in a way after a while.
Yeah.
The mind
She
still
was
stays.
right. She was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, bless her. Right?
I know, right?
Love it. What is your magical nickname or an archetype that you resonate with?
So I hate nicknames. That's something people have tried to call me Gabby my whole life, and I'm like, please, no. But so nicknames I don't resonate with at all. And then what was the other?
Archetype. And not everybody.
I've been told I'm an earth angel, so that's fun.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
I'm an air sign, so I don't really know, like, the water bearer.
Yeah.
Just giving life to people.
Yeah. Well, maybe earth because you're so grounded in the way that children and animals just flow to you. So you've got that Mother Nature type vibe.
I've always been like a nurturer. If that's an archetype, sure. That one,
that's a good one to have. Yeah. Nice. Tea or tincture?
I say tea for my clients, but I'm so inconsistent sometimes that a tincture is just easier. Under the tongue and go on with your day. So, and you don't have to clean up after the tea. I would say tincture.
Tarot or runes?
Tarot.
Nice.
I know nothing about runes.
Yeah.
I've never really had an interest in them either. No disrespect to that. But,
no, that's okay.
I have a whole collection of tarot cards.
Nice.
I always go back to them when I feel like, not necessarily when I need answers, because I have oracle cards too, like different than the regular tarot, but I just feel like there's something fun, like bring me back to my inner child type of thing, like, I don't feel like going to do a puzzle, but I feel like looking through tarot cards. So
sometimes they tell you that story about what's going on.
Yeah, what I don't know. It just makes me feel like really childlike when I look at them. I'm like, this is a fun activity.
It really is, and you bring that child and
they're beautiful too. So
well, the childlike it to have that mindset, it just drops your inhibitions.
It does.
And you're able to look at things with wonder and excitement and different eyes instead of having that wall or shield up.
Absolutely.
So important. Cauldron or candle?
Candle.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not a cauldron girl.
If your spirit guide had a voice, what would it sound like?
So the way I get my own sort of information, it's just more thoughts. It's not in my own voice, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not a solid, like, distinct voice. It's just more me thinking that I hear.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's that.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
I hear my like grandma and my aunt sometimes, but that's not like a guiding voice.
But
it's more
yeah.
like a, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Voice, you
Your
know?
ancestors.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned you have two baby chihuahuas.
Yes, I do.
Do you
I
have
also have
any?
a 16-year-old cat.
Yeah, that was my other question. You have another cat?
I do. She's 16. She just now is starting to be friendly
To
everyone.
Oh.
So yeah, she lets me pick her up. I've forcibly picked her up in the past. Obviously, I've had her since she was 8 weeks old or something.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
got
she
her
would
when I was
protest.
16, so yeah, she would protest, but I would force my love on her.
Let me love you.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, she's not a fan of the chihuahuas, but it's fine. She stays upstairs. They stay downstairs. It's good. They can't go upstairs. So.
Are their legs too small?
Oh yeah. I think my 6-year-old dog, she's half pug, half chihuahua, but she looks like a chihuahua, so she's bigger, but she's a chihuahua.
Yeah.
She has tried doing the stairs before and given up. Yeah, I think she actually fell one time. But
Oh.
yeah.
The fact that their legs are too small.
Yeah.
It's cute.
They look up the stairs and they're like, should I? No.
Once I get up there, how am I going to get back
Exactly.
down?
A tumble.
Stunned man that rolled right down. So those are the questions I had for you today. Was there anything that you wanted to tell them or talk
No,
about?
I think I blabbed enough.
Yeah, no, it sounded great. So go check her out, get a massage. I'm going to put her Instagram into the description of this podcast. But go check her out. She's great. Go get that massage. Go get the energy work. And go hang out. And come check us out at Enchanted Dragonfly, 99 Church Street in Whitensville, Massachusetts. And follow this podcast channel. Give this episode a like. Help us grow. Give us some love. And other than that, bless be and have a good day. Bye, guys.